Capital One Field at Maryland Stadium, the site of today's game for this season opener for the Maryland Terrapins as they play host to the Navy Midshipmen to get the 2018 season started. Thanks for joining us here today inside Capital One Field at Maryland Stadium. I'm Jared Belman alongside Noah Gross, getting ready to get the 2018 season officially underway. And Noah, it's no secret around these parts, a pretty big year last year for the Maryland Terrapins, ending a 42-year drought and winning their first national championship since 1975.
Yeah, the talk of College Park for a while, Jared, was that the team finally ended their drought and that the drought was no more, but quickly it shifted to what's next. The team now has a target on their back already. Everyone knows that they're the national champions. There's a lot of turnover in this team. Talk about the post-Matt Rambo era. A lot of new faces coming in and some new positions for some guys that were already on the team. So should be an interesting dynamic to watch this year. Absolutely, a lot of turnover for the Terps. Still ranked in the top 2 in most polls across the nation, but losing Matt Rambo, as you mentioned, the Run DMC trio, Rambo, Colin Heacock, and Dylan Maltz. It's going to be tough for the Terps to replace that kind of production. But on the other side, Navy, they're dealing with a little bit of turnover as well. Noah, what is the one player that Navy will have to utilize the most today if they look to really hang with this top-ranked Maryland team? If Maryland's going to have some trouble today, it's going to be because Casey Reese. He's a pretty dominant player. He missed last year because of a non-contact knee injury. Did not play at all. He's been chomping at the bit to get back. Played well in Navy's first game against Jacksonville, where the team struggled as a whole, but he looked solid. An honorable mention All-American back in 2016, so a very dynamic playmaker there, and Navy's going to need him to come up big today to even have a shot against a very solid Maryland team. Missed all of 2017, did not play in this rivalry a year ago. We'll get you set for the 93rd installment of Maryland versus Navy right after this. Welcome back to College Park. Jared Belman and Noah Gross here with you, and Maryland on top of Navy 5-2. Noah, what'd you like what you saw from Maryland in that first half? Well, pretty much everything. They started off very hot, Jared, scoring just about 40 seconds into that one. And defensively, they locked down. You saw there, Dan Morris sends that one away. He was very solid in the first half and ball movement offensively, passing it around well. I think maybe the story of the first half, just one goal from this guy, but Bubba Fairman, well, he was everywhere. He was electric at that one very, very solid goal, and he was just running around trying to play physical. He was a lot of fun to watch. Absolutely, the number 2 recruit in the country, Bubba Fairman, doing a great job in that first half. The freshman, a very exciting player for this Terps team. Jared Belman, Noah Gross here with you from College Park on BTN+. The Terps and Navy getting ready to start the second half here from Capital One Field at Maryland Stadium. Noah, it was a pretty successful first half on both ends for the Terps. What do they have to do in the second half to keep their momentum going? Well, what would really help is winning some faceoffs. Maryland actually lost a faceoff battle in the first half, but they still pretty much dominated the game. But defensively, they really have to lock down. They were doing that in the first half, but Navy's getting shots off. They're just not going right now. If Navy can start getting the shots off and they can start making them a little more accurate, Maryland could be in trouble. So staying focused defensively, because a 3-goal lead's only 3 goals, and Navy could come back in this one pretty quickly. And Navy has shown that they have that ability to really control the game over a few spurts here and there. So we'll take a short break here, get you back for the second half on BTN+. Navy out shooting Maryland in this game 21-20. They trail by 4 on the scoreboard. Little has it now. Now it's off to Terrain. Thought he has some space inside. Tries the cross-field pass and could not quite get it to Christian Daniel. But Navy able to chase down the loose ball. Opportunity missed there. Daniel was open, had an opportunity to slip one past Morris, which is a rare feat, but Navy could not handle that one, and you wonder how many of those that they're going to get for the rest of the way. Morris has been solid so far today. 5 saves for the senior from Dallas, Texas. Rain has slowed down considerably here, still coming down at a moderate pace. Not what we saw in the first half. Daniel has it behind Cage. Morris coming out from the crease to work on him. Now decides to go back inside. Daniel fires a shot, and Morris gets his stick on it. 6th save of the game for Dan Morris, and the Terps work quickly in transition. This is Michael Adler, the defender, sending it off to Kelly. Kelly trying to work quickly, drives his way inside. He's harassed by 3 defenders and dropped to the floor. Another turnover created by Navy, and here they come again. Working quickly, this is Little.
sending it off to Daniel. Daniel couldn't quite keep his footing. Ball loose and an opportunity for Navy. Completely ruined. Christian Daniel could not handle the pass. He would have had a great look at Cage. Instead, cannot handle it, and the Terps have possession back again.
We've been talking about the weather, Jared. There we see a huge example of why it's playing a factor.
Bernhardt working his way around the crease. Fairman has it. To Kelly. Another redshirt freshman. This is Anthony DeMaio. Back to Fairman. Kelly driving inside. Kelly's doubled. Sends over to Bernhardt, looking for DeMaio inside, and instead it's Fairman who picks up the loose ball and sends it in. Second goal for Bubba Fairman, and the freshman continues to impress in his collegiate debut.
It's a veteran move there by Fairman to adjust so quickly. That pass not even intended for him, but as you mentioned, quickly takes it and fires it past Kern. Had no shot there. Bubba Fairman showing why Coach Tillman is playing a freshman, something you mentioned, Jared. He's not all too fond of doing in the first place.
It's not that he's often too fond of it. I feel like in recent years with a Maryland team, he has more options. The depth is a lot stronger than it has been this year, and with as much firepower as the Terps lost and as talented a player as Bubba Fairman is, I think it's just the perfect storm that leads to him getting in the action immediately. Second goal for the freshman. First two career goals here today, and he is the leading scorer in this game as Maryland extends their lead to 5. Give Jared Bernhardt the assist there, and with 6.5 to go in the third quarter, the Terps have a comfortable lead.
Terps up big right now. Their offense really, really clicking. It's centered around Kelly and Bernhardt, who can score goals as we've seen so far. Connor Kelly with one, Jared Bernhardt with one as well, but they're more than willing to pass. Connor Kelly with an assist of his own.
So here is Navy, now down by 5. Not scored in the second quarter, and have yet to find their way onto the scoreboard in the second half. A small breakdown to that first quarter for this Maryland defense, but since then it has been rough sledding for the midshipman offense. Loose ball picked up by the Terps. This is Jack Welding, the long stick defender. That's something Maryland did very well last year, forcing almost 12 turnovers per game. And they force another one right there.
Mike Adler defensively for Maryland. Unsung hero so far, really making his presence felt in the defensive end.
12th forced turnover by the Maryland defense. As you mentioned, Adler doing a good job as Fairman fires again. A hat trick for the freshman in his first career game. What a shot from Bubba Fairman.
How about Bubba Fairman? This kid does not stop. He's got power. He's got speed, he's got energy, he's got it all. And I think Coach Tillman and this Maryland staff likes what they're seeing.
I think fans at College Park are gonna like the idea of another 4 years with this kid. A hat trick in his collegiate debut, and we still have 5 minutes left in the third quarter. Bubba Fairman stealing the show today against Navy. A 6-goal lead for the Terps.
Talking pregame, Jared. We're not even sure if he's going to see the field much.
Really is an unbelievable story what we've seen so far as Navy works quickly to set up their offense. A quick shot and a goal for the midshipmen. There's Grayson Terrain firing into the upper right-hand corner. I mentioned the ability of these teams to work quickly off the faceoff. Haven't really seen a lot of it today, but right there, that took about 10 seconds for Navy to find the back of the cage.
Yeah, I think they caught the Terps sleeping a little bit. See here, some good passing. That one absolutely rocketed past Morris, who had no shot there to stop that one. It gets Navy within 5 and maybe a little bit of momentum, and with about 20 minutes left in this one.
Still plenty of time for Navy to climb back into this one, as you said. First goal of the season for Grayson Terrain. Give the freshman Christian Daniel the assist there, the third of him for this season.
Cowan picks up his dribble on the other end. It's under 15 to go. Herder on the left wing has the pass stripped, and it's last off of Herder. A turnover. Once again, it's Indiana basketball. Kevin Herder trying to work around his defender. That was Zach McRoberts, and he stripped him from his left hand, traveled out of bounds. Looks like Herder may have tipped it off his fingertips. And another turnover for Maryland. 14:41 to go in the first half. Indiana a 9-5 lead. Already 3 turnovers in this game for Maryland as Colin Hartman spots it for 3 and knocks it down. The Hoosiers are on a great run here. It's 12-5 Indiana, and Mark Turgeon needs a timeout. A 9-0 run for the Hoosiers over the last 2.5, and Indiana a 7-point lead with 14:28 to go. You're listening to WMUC Sports, your Terps, your station. A 12-2 run for Indiana has them up 12-5 over Maryland with 14:28 to go here in the first half, forcing Mark Turgeon to use his first timeout. Indiana over the last 2.5 has outscored the Terps by 9. Here comes Cowan moving across the timeline from left to right. Cowan moving over to the left side using a pick from Fernando, matched up against Newkirk. It's over to Herder now on the right side. Down low to Fernando. His defender falls to the floor and adjusts in midair and lays it in. Ends the scoring drought at 3 minutes for Maryland. They're on the board. It's 12-7. Indiana still a 5-point lead. Here's Johnson over to the right side. It is with McRoberts. McRoberts down low looking for Morgan. Trying to go against Fernando again. A quick pass inside to McRoberts, and he lays it in. A soft touch from Zach McRoberts, and the Terps move quickly. Here comes Morcell trying to take it by himself, and his shot is swatted away. Jawan Morgan's right hand said absolutely not, and the Terps' offensive struggles continue.
Well, one of the reasons Indiana struggled so much in their 85-57 loss at Michigan State over the weekend was that Morgan had to leave the game very early with an ankle injury. He's their best player, and he's putting it on display today.
Here's Herder, a mid-range jump shot from the right side, and he knocks it down. Kevin Herder did a good job to get off a screen there and get himself open. The Hoosiers move quickly. It's with Morgan. Over to Hartman on the left wing. It's with Johnson now moving back outside the elbow. Outside now it is with Newkirk. McRoberts inside to Morgan, pass tip, and Morgan somehow catches it in midair and in one motion lays it in. Jawan Morgan has been a problem so far for the Terps. He's got 6 points. 16-9, Indiana has the lead. Down low to Fernando, matched up with Morgan. Fernando trying to spin around him, and that's a strong move from the freshman, laying it in with his right hand. 16-11. Newkirk moving it quickly from right to left, over to Johnson on the left wing. Hartman comes over with a screen. Johnson matched up with Herder. Now it's with Newkirk, matched up against Cowan. Back to Johnson. He spots it for 3. Herder a hand in his face, and it's an air ball. Somehow corralled by Indiana, and they have the basketball again. Out to Hartman, a 3 on the right side, and it's off the right side of the rim. Rebound by Jared Nickens. A couple of chances on that possession for Indiana, but Maryland holds strong. It's with Cowan now on the left side, dribbling down the lane, up with his right hand, and gets that one to go over Morgan. That's a strong finish from Cowan, the bread and butter for the sophomore point guard.
Absolutely, and he did a good job protecting his body and the ball from the block attempt from Morgan. Got it up on the glass cleanly and cut this to a 3-point game.
Terps have hit their last 3 from the floor after going over 3 minutes without getting a bucket. Here's Newkirk, bounce pass inside to Morgan, matched up with Fernando at the elbow, spinning around him up with his left hand, off the glass and rebounded by Morcell. Just over 12 to go in this first half. It's been an exciting one here at Assembly Hall. Down to Fernando, cross-court pass, it's Nickens, a right corner 3, and it rattles around and out, rebounded by Johnson. That's a great look for Jared Nickens, but he has been struggling. 1 for his last 15 from 3. Johnson throws up a shot, foul before, and we will head to the under 12 timeout from Bloomington. 16-13, Indiana has the lead, 11:53 to go here in the first half. You're listening to WMUC Sports, your Terps, your station. Welcome back to Assembly Hall, 11:53 to go here in the first half. Indiana a 16-13 lead over Maryland, but the Terps have battled back after going scoreless for about 3 minutes earlier in the first half. Jared Belman and Justin Galante here with you on WMUC Sports. Justin, the Terps are shooting 55% from the floor and they've turned the ball over 3 times. It's been an up-and-down game so far, but it does look like the Terps are starting to get it going offensively.
Yeah, I mean, this is a difficult place to play. You look up, you see the 5 national championship banners. It's not an easy spot, but Maryland did a good job finding its footing after a little bit of a rough start, and it seems like they're settling into the basketball game.
Here's Colin Hartman on the right corner. Pass all the way out to Durham. Thought about a 3. Now it's with Hartman again off the right side. His 3 off back iron, rebounded by Morcell. As you mentioned, Justin, one of the tougher places to play is Cowan speeds down the lane and he's fouled. Newkirk got him on the right hand, and Cowan will head to the line for a pair. Since Maryland has joined the Big Ten, neither of these teams have won on the road. Maryland getting the best of Indiana last season in College Park, and the Terps have not been able to grind out a win here in Bloomington since joining the conference.
And this is actually the only road venue that Maryland has not won at in the Big Ten. This is their 4th year in the league.
Cowan, 2 dribbles, spots up, knocks down his free throw. One of the toughest places to play in college basketball, without a doubt. You can just feel the history as you walk through this building. Opened in 1971. For 46 seasons, the host of Indiana basketball. Second free throw from Cowan, rattles around and knocks it down.
You can almost see the marks on the floor where Bobby Knight tossed that chair at a referee.
Some memorable moments for sure here in Bloomington. Johnson has it on the right wing. Jab step against Morcell. A left wing 3. This one coming from Durham. Rattles around. Rebound tipped around. Out to Indiana. Johnson gets it off the rebound. His 3 rattles around and out. Rebounded by Nickens. A lot of second chance opportunities so far for Indiana, but Maryland's done a good job of containing those so far. Down to Fernando in the low block on the right side. He's double teamed. Back out to Nickens. A 3 at the top of the key, and he buries it. Maryland retakes the lead. It's 18-16. Maryland on top now with 10:53 to go. Here's Newkirk now. A handoff to Durham on the right side. Matched up against Nickens. This is with Freddie McSwain Jr. now. Justin Smith down in the low block, matched up with Wiley, throws up with his right hand and gets it to go. That's a great job right there from Smith, able to get it up over the right hand of Bruno Fernando, who was flying in for the block attempt, and we're all knotted up at 18, 10.5 to go. Nickens controls on the left side, throwing it over to Cowan. Thought about using a screen for Fernando, now it's off to Morcell. A wide open 3 coming from Wiley from the right side, off back iron. Rebound tipped around, but a foul. And it looks like it's going to go. I thought they called it against Indiana, but they're now moving from right to left, so it's going to go against Maryland. It's foul called on Bruno Fernando. So an over-the-back foul against the Terps, and Bruno will head to the bench. Newkirk moves it across the timeline, hands off on the right side to Johnson. This is with McSwain Jr. Newkirk on the left, matched up against Nickens. Quick pass into Durham. Back to Newkirk. A 3 from the right wing, and he buries it. A long 3 from Josh Newkirk, and the Hoosiers retake the lead. 21-18, 9:49 to go.
Indiana's already taken 9 threes, knocked down 3 of them.
They've gotten a lot of good looks, and they've got a lot of talented shooters on this Hoosier offense. Talented shooter for Maryland. Herder swings off to another talented shooter, Nickens, off the right side of the rim. And Johnson controls for Indiana. 9.5 to go from Bloomington in this exciting first half. Newkirk steps back beyond the arc. Matched up against Cowan. Retreats back towards half court, resetting the offense. 16 on the shot clock for the Hoosiers. Newkirk directing traffic. Uses a pick for McSwain Jr. Off the right side, back to McSwain, down low, and Tchaikovsky sends it away with his right hand. Rebound taken by Herder. Here comes Cowan down the lane, up with the right hand, and he just did not get enough under that. Falls under the rim, and rebound taken by Johnson. Throws up a right-handed floater, bounces around and knocks it down. Robert Johnson in this first half has 5 points, and Indiana has a 5-point lead, 8:49 to go. Cowan handing off to Herder on the left. Here's Wiley coming off a screen, throwing it out to Nickens. A wide open 3 for Nickens, and can't get it to go again off the front of the rim. Tchaikovsky controls out to Cowan. A long 3, and he buries it again. There's Anthony Cowan getting involved. His first points from long range today. And it's a 2-point game, 8.5 to go. Newkirk down the lane, throws it out of bounds on the left side, was looking for Johnson and could not get it to him. A turnover, and it's Maryland basketball.